Hello everybody, this is Frost and you are here, hopefully you're here for Frost Written with me, working on legends, lore, all that fun stuff for Legend Seeker, the tabletop RPG that Erudi is writing. And reading chat. And I've got a very happy Calvino on my lap who is digging his claws in every time I say his name. He's just like, "Rrr." So I'm gonna have some holes in my leg. But he's a happy boy, aren't ya? Aren't ya? Yeah, he's like, okay, pet me more. I can't get him on camera here because he's laying down like such a little caterpillar on my lap, but you'll occasionally probably see a little bit of fur fly by like this. And he wants it back. Okay, buddy. All right. Be good. Be good down here. You've got claws and murder paws and all that stuff. Don't hurt me. So, I'm going to start this off by doing something that Erudi asked me about last time. This is paint. This is a bottle of paint. We're going to put some of this paint in my coffee. No, Calvino, you are not having this. He looks super interested. So here we go. It's going to be a tiny bit because this is hot stuff and it comes out kind of fast. So we're going to be careful. There we go. Oh, whoa. Okay, well, I got a few drops in it. No, Calvino, keep your nose away from that. See, this is the thing you do not want to accidentally wipe your fingers with later. So this, you wrap this up tight and you throw it far away from yourself in a garbage. All right. And then I just made a mistake. I touched the side of that thing with my finger. So I'm dipping it in the coffee. I'm going to try and get that off. I am being super careful because the last thing I want to do is get this stuff in my eye again, because I have done it before. Alright. He is sitting here like, you know how cats do that thing where they kind of look at you and they have their lower lip out a little bit and you can see their little teeth a little bit, and he's like, He really wants to see what I'm doing. No, I'm not giving you this. For one, you can't have coffee because you're a cat. For two, I don't want you running around going, ah, and hating me forever. Now, do you think the spoon melted? That did melt. But, oh, so strong. Ooh, that's a hot cup of coffee. It's a hot cup of coffee, isn't it, Calvino? Nothing about that cat is little exactly. This stuff I think is, I think this is 175 or 250,000. This is the normal Beyond Insanity stuff. This is the stuff people usually put like a dollop or a drop or two or whatever on a chip. I just put, unfortunately I put 4 drops in the coffee. I meant to put 1 in. And hail everyone! Yeah, it'd be a horrifying clip if he got it in his mouth. No, he will get none of it. They do have medication for it. It's called cowbell. It's the only cure. Ah. Yep, that's a hot cup of coffee. That's going to be burning my mouth for a while. Anyway, regardless of all that, what we're going to be talking about today, and I'm going to be writing, and honestly, I got a little inspired and I started writing stuff right before the stream. So I already have like 4 or 5 paragraphs of stuff written out. We're going to be talking about, per Erudi's request, the differences between 2 of the gods and how they have a little bit of strife between them. And it's Erendor and Neia. And I'm going to get that name wrong forever. Erudi can, totally set me right if he wants. Oh, oops. I missed something. All right, let me see if I can figure out how to play this. Let me download it once. I missed Erudi's note here. He wanted me to play something. I'm going to see if I can play this. And you'll have to tell me if it actually plays. Okay? Now, Erudi, what I don't know is if I have to put this into... Do I need to put this into a source? Let's see. Hi, Calvino. That's my flesh you're digging into. Thanks. All right, let's try and add new source here and see what I can do. I'm gonna play this thing once. I'm just gonna start it up. If you hear noise, just ignore it for a second. So ignore that for a moment. I'm gonna start playing it in a second. All right, we're gonna put a new source. We're gonna put a media source, blah. And we're gonna do a local file. We're not gonna loop it. We're gonna browse right to it. Calvino, you're hurting me. Oh my goodness, he is such a monster. Such a monster with the claws. All right, we're gonna click on this. We're gonna put this here. And we're going to put that there.
Hey everyone, do you love tabletop RPGs and want to help shape a brand new system? Then let me tell you about Legend Seeker and how you can support its development while getting some awesome perks. By subscribing to our Legendary tier on YouTube or becoming a paid member on our Discord, you'll get early access to all Legend Seeker lore and mechanics. This means you'll be among the first to dive into the world of Legend Seeker and give direct feedback that will help shape the game. But that's not all. Supporters will also be the first to playtest the system and will get exclusive invites to private streams where we discuss the game in detail. Your input will play a huge role in making Legend Seeker the best that it can be. Now, for those of you who love watching our tabletop role-playing game shows, supporting Legend Seeker comes with some fun bonuses for the casts. Here's how it works. If you're a Copper member on Discord, you can give a $20 benefit to a player of your choice. Silver members can give a $20 benefit to an entire cast of your choice. If you choose to go the YouTube route and subscribe to the Legendary tier, you can provide a $50 benefit to a cast of your choice. And for the ultimate support, Gold members on Discord give a $20 benefit to all casts across both Geeks and Gamers Tabletop and Moonskull. Every bit of support goes directly towards making Legend Seeker a reality. It helps fund the art, writing, editing, and eventual publishing of the game. So, if you want to be a part of this journey and support our shows, join our Legendary tier on YouTube or become a member on Discord. We couldn't do it without you, and we're excited to build Legend Seeker together. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the game.
And boom, I should be back. Hopefully you guys heard all that. And I will get that set up as an actual proper scene and everything, Erudi. I totally missed it. Well-oiled machine here. I'm totally good at this. I'm professional. Deeply professional. But it was cool. So yeah, that was very well done. I liked it. I'm going to steal my hand up from under Calvino's head. He's going to be so mad at me in a minute. But until then, I'm going to just talk about the things I wrote. This is the norm. This is the norm. This is how we do stuff. I did. It was very cool. I was like, yay! That should make a lot of people happy. Especially a certain, I don't know, Dragon Noodle Soup. All right. Boy, I should not have put 4 drops of that in my coffee. Right, Calvino? He hears me stirring the coffee, and he does that little thing again where he's like, eh? Buddy, I'm not giving you this. You would hate me forever. You would hate me forever, Bagginses. All right, so, Erudi. Am I pronouncing Nia right, or is it Nia? How do we pronounce it? And I have reset up my audio stuff, so if I have you on a call at some point, I have to see if it's right. Because I don't know if I can even actually get you in here on voice since I reset my stuff up. Let's see if this works. Let's see if it works. Because I may have broken it all horribly when I was trying to get fancy and fix all my audio layers. We'll see what happens. You'll have to tell me when he gets in there. I'll let you know when he's talking if you can hear him. Can you lovely people in chat hear Erudi? They say nope. Okay, why is that? Because I have you in here and I see you're moving up and down when you're talking.
Came on long enough to let you know it's pronounced yeah.
Okay, I think maybe they can hear you now. Maybe? Yeah? Yeah?
Yeah. And like
All
you're
right.
saying, yeah, I don't care.
Yeah, okay, good. Well, there we go. So yeah, I had a lot of fun playing around with this in my head, and then I started writing some stuff down. And I'm going to go over it soon, but it also inspired me with some thoughts about Xander, like we talked about a week or so ago, but also with Xerath, which will be interesting to talk about too. He's not simply a god of war and fire. There's more to him. He's got depth.
Of course there is. There's more than that crusty volcanic exterior, for sure.
Exactly. He's got layers. Cool. All right. Well, you let me know layers exactly. You let me know. You just peel off the outer layers, the crusty layers, and you get to the hot magma. I guess let me know if you're gonna stay in the voice chat if you want or not. I guess I'll just let me know. I'll mute this source again that I had to turn on.
Yep, I'm gonna hop out and let you do your thing.
All right.
Bye, guys.
Thanks. Yeah. Yeah. I said that, every time I say that, Calvino's ears go. Whoa, that was quite a yawn. Oh, he gave me the vampire fang yawn. Okay. Buddy, can I gotta move you slightly. Okay, there you go. Hey, he moved himself. Whoo, I've got the sniffles from the hot sauce. Woohoo. All right. So, let's get into this. Let's get into this, Calvino. So, Erendor was one of the first four gods. He was one of the first four that created the planet, created everything with the Keeper's direction. And so, he has a primal place in the whole setup of the world and the pantheon. And he kind of represents the wild and untamed beauty of nature, the raw beauty. Not the beauty from L'Oreal, but the actual raw beauty of nature. Versus the predictable and measured taming of nature that Nia kind of represents and really pushes for. So yeah, Erendor was the first. He was one of the four. He's primal, majestic. He represents raw nature, which can be unforgiving, but can also be breathtaking. I'm going to take a sip of this, which is also breathtaking. I think in future, one drop is going to be enough. He's wild abandon. He is freedom. He knows that nature will overtake everything given time. Nothing can stand. Even nature is subject to nature. So you'll see, I'll get into this later talking about his shrines and things, but you'll see that I've kind of kept that theme going through. When nature is tamed, even though he knows it's temporary, it still upsets him. It's not something he likes, but he knows it's temporary. So when he sees, a well-manicured field or somebody, trimming things down, it's like, leave it alone. It's beautiful as it is. His natural order is often interrupted by Nia's meddling and, well, anybody who does agriculture, hunting, anything civilized. He's inexorable. He's patient, kind of like a caged animal. He knows that the bars are going to fall away. There's no way they can keep him caged. But in the meantime, he's still just nature. Yeah, I'm going to get this right. I'm going to try it a few times in my head until I get it set. I have to do that with words I don't know until I get them. On the other hand, he sees the natural order as anything but. He sees it it's a loose set of rules set in place by a capricious god. He thinks that Erendor is just like, throw things out there. Let it be anywhere. He wants structure. He sees nature as a wild force that needs to be cared for by a loving parent. To see the morals grow, to trim, to shape, and then use nature's bounty for the good of all living things. That's what his wish is. They hunt, they do domestication of animals, they do all these things in agriculture, and to him, a beautiful orchard is a wonderful thing. To Erendor, it's like, why can't you just leave it alone? So Nia sees Erendor's methods as wasteful for the spectacle of nature's sake. He's like, okay, great, you have beauty, But you could fit way more useful stuff in a place if you did this and ordered it. True appreciation is in the taming and use of these beautiful things. It's literally raw materials made into a fine product. Mortals show their mettle when they subdue nature and make it work for them. That's, you know, his highest goal. And Vulcan, the god of innovation and creation, he approves of this because he inspires people to find better ways to, you know, make crops or herd animals or do whatever they're doing, or hunting, any improvements and inspirations, that stuff. But that also upsets Arendor because he just wants things to be natural and left like they are. He knows they'll go back the way they are eventually, but he's got strong thoughts on all of it because, well, he's a powerful god. So when I was talking about Arendor basically to myself in my head, because this is what I do when I write, I thought about if you came across a shrine to Arendor, what would it be? What would make the most sense? And I thought something natural, something primal, something big. Like other gods have roadside shrines, like little shrines that are built up. These would more be like, hey, there's that big plinth of rock sticking out of the hill over there, and everyone passes it and everyone sees it all the time, and it's permanent, and the villages are always seeing it. They're like, we'll go give an offering to Arendor over there. So those become impromptu and then official shrines, which, you know, they're battered by wind and weather. There's no structure. There's no anything made there. People leave, you know, honey and seeds and beautiful stones and flowers and things for him. But none of it is like ordered. That would be a pretty insulting thing to do to this god of raw nature. So when you see one of his shrines, it's going to look like literally a big rock somewhere, or a beautiful old tree, or something like, even it could even be like a tree that has actually swallowed a rock or something because it grew up over it. That is like, to him, that is like, oh, okay, there's nature taking over things. And then people there would like leave little branches, you know, strewn with flowers or ribbons or things, and, you know, beautiful things to just show, hey, we love nature, we appreciate it, it's beautiful, it's raw. Yeah, I think this would be more fun. And one of the things that I was writing for Rude, I have just this at a roadside shrine. It's literally a rock that used to be a mile marker that got enveloped by a tree and has grown over it most of the way. And it's this thing that they're like, oh, we can't even read what's on it, but it's some sort of an old marker, but the tree has enveloped it and overrun it and encompassed it. What's up, buddy? I just got a foot to the stomach. But he has just a few permanent larger temples across the lands, but they're almost always open air. They enclose a natural feature which is kept open to the sky, like it's a natural spring, or it's a huge, like we said, you know, a plinth of rock that looks out of place or interesting. It could be, you know, nature overcoming something that was left by man from an old civilization too. And that kind of thing is very fitting, like an obelisk or something that's completely toppled and overgrown to show that, you know, the Ozymandias, like, look on my works in despair, and it's falling apart and the statue's broken and it's covered with reeds and stuff, or weeds and vines. It's like, who won there? Who won this fight? Got it. You are also here. Hello, JJ. So that's where I stopped, because I'm like, I want to do some of this on the stream. I want to do some of this on the stream. So if anyone has any thoughts of other things that would be great to have, you know, the idea of the raw, inexorable nature god shown like in a shrine or even maybe a temple, let me know, because I'm going to work on a few things. My cat's upstairs playing chase. It's not me, buddy. That's the cat's upstairs. He looked at me like I did something to him. I'm going to work a little bit more on the worship of Oops. like what his shrines would be like. Because I think I mentioned it before at the beginning of this. This place is, up until the God Killer War, the gods walked among men, and they had shrines. They knew the gods existed. They see the gods. They were like, shrines, shrines, shrines. They had offerings in places all the time. And then after the God Killer War, when the gods removed themselves, it was even more important for people to be like going to the shrines and the temples. They're like, yeah, the gods left, but they still love us, right? And we want them to love us, so they still offer. They have shrines, they have temples, they have, you know, all kinds of rituals and things that they do all the time because they want to make sure that they're still connected with their gods even though they're removed from them physically. So having these shrines along roads, especially dedicated to the gods that make sense for the people, are there. I have notes on them being maintained in a lot of instances by Fae, who kind of adopt these little shrines, depending on which god they're to. And they will just adopt it and kind of hang out in the area and play tricks on people, but also follow the edicts, you know, the whimsy and woe, making sure they're not doing, you know, all bad things or all good things. They're following those doctrines. But they are kind of the keepers of some of these shrines, and I think it would be fun because that's usually a way that you could think you could interact with the Fae. They may never interact with you, but you might be able to try. All right. Okay, orchards. Oh, that gave me a good thought. Okay, there we go. So what I wrote here, let's see what people said in the chat there. Levistro, wizard making lore. Now tell me a story, old man. So here's a story about a man named... No, I'm not going to sing that one. That's all about oil and hillbillies. That's not really going to work. But yeah, we're talking about Nia versus Eredor. So what I wrote down here is the shrines of Nia are also small and generally near like things like hunting lodges, orchards, farming communities, anywhere nature has been tamed. Like small dams, water wheels, and the like usually feature along with the images of the god, because anything like that is literally them taming nature. It is taking nature and making it more accessible or do work for people. And those are kind of important to him. He's agriculture and hunting. So I'm taking agriculture to also include domestication of animals. So it could work to have them near farms and such. But anywhere people would want to kind of talk about that sort of thing, or worship it, or basically call it out as a good things. Let's see, what kind of offerings would he have? I'm thinking I want to do a specific number for him because he's ordered, and I'm wondering if like a number like 7 or a number like a dozen or something like that, because it would be weird to do the baker's dozen because it has such an odd origin. But I think a number like a 7 or a 12 or even like a number of 3, I'm trying to think of a number that would really work with him. I'm very low? Really? Let me move the microphone closer to myself. Let's see here. Let me check. Let me check OBS and see. I have myself peeking into the yellow. I'll kick it up a little more. Let me know if that's any better. And hello, Savage Talk. Thank you for letting me know. And if I'm still low, then I may have to try and see if I can kick something else up, because I'm as high as I can go. As far as I know, as high as I can go. Better? Okay. Well, I moved the mic closer, but I also turned it up, so all the things all at once. We'll go with 9 for the moment. Let's go with 9. Oh, yeah, mine is, my mic settings right now are, I go to it and it says no. All right, go to my mic, go to my sound. What does it say? What's it say about my mic? Oh, yeah, it did turn it down. It's interesting. It turned it down to 33%. Here. I bet I'm a hell of a lot louder now. Because that, I kicked it up 20%. So now if I'm killing you guys by talking, then it's your own fault. I mean, or my own fault or something. All right, there we go. I literally only have it at 54% though. So I could kick it up even more if you guys want me to be louder. There we go. We'll put it at 60 just for you guys. There we go. All right, there you go. Yeah, I thought I had it at 50 before. All right, Calvino, just don't fall off my lap. You're going to hurt me if you do that, buddy. 20 pounds of claws just going over the edge. That's not a good waterfall. All right, let's see. Shaped natural materials. So the shrines are often orderly, made of shaped and worked natural materials. Oops, there we go. Natural materials. There we go. So I was just saying the shrines are often orderly, made of shaped and worked natural materials, and are kept up by his fastidious and hardworking followers. 60. I'm deaf. Louder. Make everyone deaf. Equality. Wait a second. If everyone's super, then no one's super. You're all going deaf. It has been said. Hi. Hi. Oh, he just curled up in the little baby pose, like where he put his paws over his nose. Hi. Where are you hiding from? The only thing making it look like a little less like a baby is he's curled up, he's huge, and he has one leg splayed up so it's sticking into my sternum. His back leg is just up there, like stuck into my sternum. The claw's hanging off my shirt. Ah, the baby kitty. So, that baby kitty is now 3. That clip was from when I found her as a little baby. And I thought it was a he at first. This baby was squeaking outside in November, And I was like, what is that noise when I went to take garbage out? And so I found this little thing trailing its umbilical cord outside. I'm like, what the heck? Some cat had a baby? And what? So I couldn't find the mom, so I took her in. I'm like, well, she is like this long and just making little squeaky noises. I'm like, she's not going to make it. But I bought kitten milk replacer. I bought kitten bottles and all that stuff. And I took her for 2 weeks. I had to give her food every 4 hours, 2 hours. I don't remember what it was now anymore. I didn't get much sleep in those 2 weeks because I had to get up and heat her up food every couple of hours. And I had to keep her warm because she couldn't regulate her own body heat because she was a baby. But she kept responding, she kept responding, she kept responding. And then after those weeks, I could go to every 4 hours, I think it was, feeding her. And then it went on a normal schedule, and then I got her onto actual food. She survived, she lived, she's a happy, happy little girl. She's kind of a skinny little kitty, but she's so happy, and when I pick her up, she just wants to snuggle all the time, kind of like another cat. She used to come down in the basement. She does not like coming down here anymore. Now, if she comes down in the basement, she just looks at the ceiling like it's going to kill her, and she's just like, meh. So I brought her down here to have her on stream once, and she was like, nope, I'm going to hide in the corner. But her name is Bucky because she looks like a badger. And even though she's a girl, that's her name. She's a sweet little cat with big eyes. Exactly. Yeah, it was a lot of work, and keeping her warm and that warm. I took her to the vet like the few days after I found her, and the vet said he had never seen a cat that small. He's like, I've never seen a kitten that small. And he's like, and I'm just gonna let you know she's probably not gonna make it. And I said, okay, I'm gonna try anyway, because I carried her in my hat because I had nothing small enough to carry her, and so she was in my hat. That's how I kept her warm. She's a happy, happy girl. She's a little nervous occasionally, though the basement thing, that's fun. When I turn on the ceiling fan upstairs, she's like, I'm out. She goes and hides. I don't know why. Anything up, she doesn't like. Yeah, it was a good thing, and Tomix knows all about her because, you know, when I brought her on stream all the time way back then, he was hanging out, and he donated money at one point so I could buy her a toy, and I bought this little blue stuffed animal dog that was from like the pet store, but it was for dogs to chew on, and it was 2 to 3 times her size, but that was her constant companion when she was like sleeping, and it became her brother or sister. And she had it for a year and a half after that. Even after she got big up, she would just pick it up and drag it with her anywhere. And it finally just got so destroyed and so ruined that I just had to finally take it away and toss it. It was so sad. It was so sad for her. Anyway, enough about Bucky. She doesn't like the bodies. Yes, exactly. Now, Calvino's brother, Benji, is like that too. He used to like coming in the basement when he was littler, but now he comes in the basement, he immediately walks in, he looks around, and he just goes and looks at the ceiling, because it's a tall ceiling basement, but he's just like, nope, I don't want to be in here, and I don't get it. I don't know. Anyway, let's see, we're talking about the shrines of Nia. 9. We're going with 9 right now from Chrysanth. So people got to give up 9 of anything to put it there. Okay. Let's talk about his larger temples. I'm going to say they're well-ordered, almost monastic-looking gardens. All right. Which gets me thinking when we talk about this a little bit later about extra gods, if we add more gods, because Erudi, it would be interesting to have a god that is like, even if it's a patron or if it is another god that came later, that is more devoted to the specifics of like healing, or if there's one devoted to like a subset of something that Davila does, like excess, like drinking, or even just beer or something like that. Or if that would just be something that they just keep under the heading of the main god, and they're like, hey, I'm making this offering in the name of blah, blah, blah. And they're the patron of, I have them as the patron of beer, even though it's not really their thing. Rather than adding more people to the and gods to the pantheon, making it so the gods, over time have gotten extra like appellations or things ascribed to them. All right, so JT, you also didn't see what I put in my coffee today. Well, I'm sorry, buddy. If you guys heard a meow, that was a certain cat. I put this in my coffee today because Erudi asked me about it last time. So I put 4 drops of that in my coffee. I meant to put 1. 1 for whatever. Okay, we'll say the priest and worshippers keep things ordered. But manicured. Okay. Alright, that will work. Boop, boop, boop. Oh, I forgot I was going to check over and kick and see what was going on. I flipped away from that. Gotta mow the lawn tomorrow. Ah, you're gonna tame that nature, Chrysanth. Nice. Chrysanth showing off her superpowers. Yeah! Hey, R. Kelly. I was gonna mow this afternoon, since I didn't have meetings. When I got ready to go out, the sky darkened. And by the time I got ready to go back out there with the keys to the mower, it was like starting to rain. I was like, perfect. It was perfect. All right. The shrines are small. The temples are larger. I'm trying to see if there's something else I want to say about the temples, though. Okay, well ordered. So I'm saying these structures, the larger temples, are often part of a larger community, or a community grows up around them. Somewhere within. Okay, so I'm saying that they're part of a larger community, or a community grows up around them. Many a village is a temple to Nya, somewhere within its bounds. I think that would be cool. Okay. Calvino, I'm getting to the point where I'm going to probably have to move my leg soon, buddy. He is not going to love that. Okay, bud. Okay, all right. He's kicking me. Look, he's giving me that. Do you want me not to move you? Oh my goodness, that's good. He gave me the chainsaw purr right now. Hi. Don't you move, kitty. Yeah, I may have to pick him up briefly so I can move my leg and switch it. Normally he's pretty good with that. Today he's been super feisty and playful outside. I broke off like a twig of a branch, of a dead little branch, I mean. And he was like, "What's that?" Okay, there we go. You didn't even have to move much, and I flipped my legs. And it was like this long, and I was like scratching along the ground. His uncle Wolfie was like playing with it a little bit. He walks over and he just goes, grabs it and just chomps it. Excuse me, cat fur. And he snapped it in half. Like, ah. I was like, you broke the stick. Yeah, you did. And then they had 2 sticks to play with. And he was really excited about that. And he got so rambunctious that I had to stop playing with him because I ended up with, you probably can't see it, I ended up with a nice scratch down my wrist here and a couple on the inside here because he grabbed me and, oh, I got him on the back of my arm too. I didn't notice that. He grabbed me and he was like, ah, before I said, da 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 da. I didn't say piss, 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 piss. I said, da 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 da. And he didn't like that noise and he stopped. Okay, now he's turning into Cat Waterfall. He's turning into a Salvador Dali cat right now. He's just flurp. Hi, buddy. What do you need? Do you want a quick snuggle? Is that what you need? He's trying to come up because he wants a snuggle. All right, buddy. I'll pick you up and bring you up and give you one snuggle. And then I got to put you back down because I got to write. So when I pick you up like this, I can only hold you here for a little bit, okay? Only for a little bit. He's so happy. He's such a happy boy right now. I was giving him stretches earlier because I'll take his arms and I'll do this for him. And he was so happy with them. He was like, just laying there when I stopped, he just looked at me and went, because he wanted more. Because I figure since he's such a big cat, he needs some stretching. If you can find a way to let her out and not rest from letting her off, would you let her out? Oh. Yeah, my cats always come back because, well, since they were little, I let him out on the porch and let him outside and walked around with him, and we always made sure we go back inside now. We go back inside. They have a kitty cat door. They know how to come back in. They know how to go out. They're very specific. What are you doing, buddy? Oh, you don't like my microphone cable on your foot. Okay, there we go. And so, yeah, he's fallen asleep, by the way, as you may have noticed, which is not good for my productivity here. Hey, buddy. Kelvina. Hey. He's ignoring me. He's trying his best to ignore me. All right, I'm going to have to set him down in a moment. He's just such a fluff ball. Yeah, the only problem I think people ever have with cats is usually in the city. Sometimes they can be, there can be problems, right, buddy? Right? Yeah. Luckily, we're miles away from the city, aren't we? We're out in the middle of nowhere. Yes, we are. We do have neighbors, but these guys patrol their land. Oh, there you go. I don't know if you guys saw this yawn there. Yeah, I have to be careful when I do that because if I put my fingers near him, I'll end up missing a finger. Ah, there you go, Flarp. Okay. All right, the god of raw nature has shrines. Would a set number offering be appropriate? Nature is unpredictable and varies, almost makes it seem like a reason for a roll. So, feline, you may have missed the beginning part. There are two nature gods here, and this is what we're working. We're working on Arendor, the god of nature and the wilds, who's the primal god who help create the world. And there's Nia, who was the secondary god who came later, who is the god of agriculture and hunting. So they're at odds often because Arendor is like wild, untamed. You'd leave him what you want on a rock somewhere. It's honey and seeds and natural things. Nya, you go to a well-manicured shrine, you leave 9 of something. If you don't leave 9 of something, people are going to be like, whoa, ho, ho, pissing off the god, eh? Good job. And they have a lot of conflicts because Arendor wants everything wild and pristine, and he knows that nature will overcome and nature will take everything back anyway, but he hates it being manicured. Nya wants everything for mortals' benefit to be ordered, productive, better, with Volcan's influence of creation and innovation to make things just bow down to mortals. Hunting and agriculture and domesticated animals and all that. So we're working on the differences between them two right now. So yeah. And it'd be interesting with the offerings for the wild god being capricious like that, because the ordered god, yeah, thinks that the older god who made nature and everything is a bit capricious. I use that word specifically. There we go. All right, Kyle, you head out. You go do that thing. I've gone ignored. What did you put in your coffee? I was in the other room. Oh, I missed your message up there. What I put in my coffee was the Beyond Insanity stuff. I put 1 drop in, but it turned into 4 drops because I didn't stop it. So it was supposed to be a drop, but it's 4 drops in. Boy, is that a hot cup of coffee. Yeah, Calvino just snuggles. Now he's doing the Superman thing off the edge, or the Charlie Brown thing, where he's kind of laying his head on my leg and he has his arm hanging off into space. He and his brother love doing that. I don't know if you guys heard that or not. What? What? Can we get another meow? Or Ralph? Get another Ralph? Hi. Huh? Huh? No, he's just like, nope. You get one, and if nobody heard it, too bad for them. Yeah, so I'm about halfway through my cup of coffee now. And it's burning every drink. I love it. Hi. Yeah, okay, thank you for giving me your... Okay, he's like, now rub my tummy. All right, so after talking about that, we talked about the different types of shrines they have, the normal shrines, the nature god, the god of the nature and wilds, Arendor. His shrines are unordered, small, natural things like a tree growing over a rock or taking over a piece of like man-made something to show nature is, you know, able to reclaim things, or a plinth of rock where everybody just leave flowers and seeds and honey and stuff. I'm wondering if, and Erudi, you'll have to chime in here at some point if you're listening or if you're re-listening later. If each one of these gods, if you've chosen kind of like their symbol, like an idea of what it always is, like what Arendor's symbol would be, that would be kind of cool to go over. Ralph. Oh no, that was him. That was him talking. They're gonna make you look up words. I don't know words. That's police officer may have given me a ticket for going through a stop sign. I can't read. Well, ha ha ha. Feline named for JJ. Joke's on you. I actually wait. No, I can read. Never mind. Joke's on you. Me. Something. Okay, cool, Erudi. That will be really interesting to see if they were. Go look in lore. Oh, there are in there. Are they in there? Dang it. Let me go look. I missed them. I suppose I could hop out of the voice chat. I was sitting in there in the voice chat the whole time. Right. Hi. What are you doing, buddy? Kid. Pantheon. Pantheon. All right, let's go find him. Okay, muscular dream dragon. Rough texture tree bark. Dire bear. Okay, cool. Yep. Okay, cool. So his symbol would basically be likely the dragon, or the human, or the dire bear, but maybe the dragon. Okay, cool. And I'm going to look at one more thing here quickly in there because... Where did I see it? Yep, okay. Yep. And so that's I was reminding me of something here, because the thing I didn't mention in here, because I have a note on the bottom, and I said Nia actually was chosen, which is a thing that is kind of like also rankles a little bit, because now people are... He may be a little jealous. We'll see if jealousy comes into it, because gods can be jealous. Oh, why did I not see? Wait a second. Calm down, buddy. Did I not see the, Okay, Yep. Ah, there it is. Okay, yep, there it is. The Holding Spire. I was like, wait a second, I didn't go far enough down there. Okay, good. Fruit, seeds, nocturnal materials, sacred groves, locations. Yep. Hi, buddy. So the thing that I'm playing around with in my notes was the idea that obviously Aranor and Xerath have a very contentious relationship, and also Nia and Xerath have a similar, because, well, it can affect him as well. But this, I was kind of digging into the relationship of the mentor not surpassing the master, but being more in favor with mortals, because people are like, of course we love agriculture, of course we love this stuff, because this feeds us all, and we can have more people, and we can live longer, and we do all this stuff, which is probably rankles. So, like I said, I'm writing all this stuff up, and if you think I'm taking the conflict aspect too far, you tell me. You tell me that. Okay, all right. Whoop. Cool. So what was I? Oh, that's right. The conflict between those two. Yep. So I'm gonna shelve one thing that I was thinking about here to think about a little bit more, which is that idea I was just talking about of, you know, the mentor being a little maybe jealous or put out by people loving the one he invited into the pantheon, basically, a little more. We'll see how that works out. Well, maybe it won't. It's possible. That's why I love talking about this stuff, because if the idea just doesn't fly, then we kick it to the curb. So one thing I wanted to go over then is when I was looking at, where was he? Xerath, because we talked about Xander before. I wanted to look at Xerath here. When I went down farther, yeah, the goblins, orcs, blah 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 blah, all those people. And let's see, fear of, yep, okay. Where was the other part of it here? It was something. Oh yeah, that's the other thing I was going to talk about at some point, is because you already have it built in, Volcan, and he having some issues. All right, so there was a note here in the worship of Zirath. Strength and resilience. Hey, it's okay, bud. Calm down. Okay, yep, fire essence. One of the things that I was mentioning to myself is, after reading all that, is one thing that I kind of played around with in my head, of the idea that Zirath, he sees the potential power in everything. He sees the potential of power in all stuff, because he is fire, and everything has untapped potential and energy, because most things can burn, most things can transform and melt, most things can change. So he's not only just an agent of change, he's all the things that you've mentioned within the cosmology of his thing with the Ashtaroth and all that stuff. It's basically potentiality, and you've kind of touched on it at the very end of it, where you're talking about embracing the passion. I'm trying to find a way to bring that to the fore in either like another NPC, or maybe something that will touch on in the story, because he's also about, not just embracing that potential, but also overcoming, the issues and the things like, mounting over a wall is a really easy thing, because like, I'm going to go on the wall and I'm going to fight and I'm going to win and conquer the city. It's like obvious that's what you can do. But technically that fire is in anyone. So it's different than the innovative fire of Vulcan, but it's not any less motivating for people. So that burning passion and burning pure, just, what would be the word for it? What am I trying to think of? What do you call it when somebody wants to pursue a goal? I've got the word on the tip of my tongue, and it's gonna bug me, because it's literally a simple word that we use all the time. Huh. That's what it's like to write sometimes. You have the word, you can't find it. I'm gonna have to shelve that thought. Ambition. Yes. Thank you, Hayden. See, I knew it's a simple word, and I'm like, it's right there. It's right there. And I immediately thought, traders on Wall Street, people who go out and do things, entrepreneurs, what do they all have? What is that thing they have? It's ambition. There we go. You got it. Thank you. So he is, in many ways, he is, an embodiment of a lot of that. So I'm trying to find a way to get some of that worked into these ideas and these little things. That this, who knows, this may actually come to play somewhere in, what do you call it? In, like items and enchantments and things. It could be interesting. You're lurking. Well, you were lurking. Now you're not lurking. Ha ha. Oh, you should see the full entries, with JJ. You should see the full entries. I can be of two minds when I'm writing. I can be either so verbose that I just go on and on and on and on about a subject, or I can be so terse that people are like, "Oh, cool, that's a really good summation." I'm like, "No, that was it." They're like, "Yeah, it's a good summation, but where's the rest of the detail?" I'm like, "But it was supposed to be a summation." They're like, "I want meat. You gave me the bones." It's like, dang it. They're like, "These are really good bones, and I love them, but we want all the meat too." I'm like, fine. I'll put the words back. Old and terse, exactly. Nice. Yeah, and so I have the idea that he wants these things released. He wants things to be experienced. You know, he hates cowardice. He wants people to go forward, but he is about conquering. He is about, you know, taking down the thing, doing what needs to be done, and loyalty is a big thing. So those things are gonna. He's not the typical, like, you see, you know, Ares, like, I'm gonna kill everything. Then that's basically it. The way Erudi has him written up, he has a bunch of rules. Even though he's pretty chaotic, he has some rules. I shouldn't say a bunch of rules. They do have rules. But the conflict, where is it here? I saw it again. It was a conflict between them. There was, yeah, okay, I'm not gonna go through all of it because I don't want to read the entire thing out because I'd be here for a while because Erudi is wordy. He wrote a lot of words. It was one word. I'm going to find it here. Unyielding. There you go. That's what it was. Yep. Okay, good. That's the word I wanted to actually pop down for myself in here. I just want to remember that because that's important. Calvino, he's moving all my stuff around because he's taking a bath right now. Stepping away. All right, Erudi. Never allowed, Erudi. Oh, well, you can't leave. Sorry. And when it comes to the fire and destruction of things, it's a really contentious point between Eridor and he. Because he's got fire. What destroys nature half the time? Fire. What destroys it the other half of the time? Oh, order. Or maybe wars, which is also his bailiwick? We'll go with bailiwick. There was a note I put down here from last time when you guys, or 2 times ago, you guys were talking about something. Yes. There we go. There was a spot in here that also Erudi had written, and I'm not going to reveal the thing that's written in there because I don't know how much of that we're talking about right now. But there's just a little talk of a little bit of a fleeting dance back and forth a couple of times, maybe dalliances, but maybe not. Maybe just interactions between Zireth and Kika, which would have been fun. Ooh, a couple of red lights. Hey, that's fine. Yeah, and that's why Thalassia, the goddess of the oceans and seas and water and stuff, can be incredibly feared, I think. Loved, but feared. Aw, poor feline neighbor JJ can't read. Aw. So sad. Well, you know what we could do, JJ? We could get you a book. We'll get you a primer. One of the places that I put a temple in my mind, I wrote it on the paper here, was in. It's not a temple per se, it's a grove, because Arendor is also the one that I had working with the Soulforge, who becomes, you know, she's the legendary druid iconic character, that she spent time in his, not really gardens, but his grove, where she basically got nursed back to sort of mental health after the horrors that were inflicted, you know, by her being a servant of Grix during the war. And I want to go into a little more depth in that place, but that will probably be something I do off stream. But it's just going to be a fun area to write some more stuff on. Hi, Calvino. You're a good boy. Thanks for licking my hand. Okay, can I have it back? Thank you. No, you can't bite my fingers. I need those. Okay. What? Do you need to hop down? You can hop down whenever you want. Don't worry about me. Yeah. You going? You're going to headbutt my chair. Okay, what do you need? All right, cat god, what do you want? What? You just want rah? Okay. Hey, I used to have 12, that's all I'm saying. Can't you spare a finger, bro? For whatever reason, he just loves chewing on my fingers, and I don't understand it. Because I need them, right? Yeah? Huh? Yeah, that's what I thought. I don't know if you guys could hear that or not. You heard me, and then heard him. He talks to me quite often. Okay, good. That's a Ralph. That's sort of a Ralph. Alright, so... Temples of... Yeah. Yeah. Yep, you're a very good boy. And here you go. Here's one of the things I was going to point out to your point, Vijay. Thalassa, goddess of the sea. He does not like her. Nia does not like her. Hi. And Nia also has problems with Zirath. I mean, anything ordered like Nia, he's going to have problem with the more chaotic deities, which, you know, god of fire, war, god of the seas, oceans, or goddess of the seas and the oceans. Yeah, that's going to be a problem. Hi. Yeah, you're okay. Just calm down. He's trying to eat my fingers. I don't want him to do that. I need these. I need these things. Ah, whoop, there you go. All right. See you, buddy. All right, Calvino is off my lap. I can focus now. He's decided to go over the door. He probably wants to go out, but I'm not going to get up and let him out. So, the other thing I wanted to look at here, I'm not going to probably get around to talking about Xander today, but we came up with some fun stuff to modify the way, because all the gods were changed through the God Killer War. A lot of them got hardened or changed kind of their focus a bit. And we talked about Xander and the two types of justice, and that he possibly had more than one scion. So the one that was killed in the war was one of them, but the other one was another. And after that scion was killed, that demigod who was his child, then there's the other one. But he may have also undergone a little bit of a shift with merciful justice versus blind justice. And he may have gone a little more... We're still talking about which way he went. If he went from absolute blind justice and he became a more merciful kind of justice, like reward the good, you know, like the fairy tale, like if you do well, you'll be rewarded. If you work hard, you'll be rewarded. If, you know, the good things come to those who do, you know, the good things and live a good life and do all these things, and reward, the fairy tale reward justice versus blind justice. You committed a crime, you're going to pay the price. No mitigating circumstances, doesn't matter. What we're talking about is whether or not he went from fable merciful to the other, or if he went from the structure of blind justice, it became a more merciful god after the horrors of the war and everything had happened. Especially since, you know, he lost one of his scions, one of his children, his demigod. So I think that was just an off-the-cuff question that we started talking about, and it spawned some really fun stuff, which was cool. Yes, exactly. Bye, Floofy Cat. He's over pawing at the door because he wants to go out so badly. buddy, if I could show you how to open the door, no, actually, scratch that. I would never show you how to properly open the door, because then you would just go in and out and you would never lock it, and I would be prey to all the raccoons and everything that lives in the neighborhood. They'd come in the house and do whatever they wanted. Anyway, so I'm looking through a couple more notes that and the stuff that Ruda had. So one thing that I was going to actually look into putting down here is was food and the worship of him, because he's also the god of food, technically. And because the Soul Forge do this. Now, the interesting thing about that is I do not believe that the Soul Forge eat. What? Okay. Sorry, everybody. He is... If you heard that, that's him. He walked up and he bumped his head into my leg and then went... Okay, buddy. I'm going to let him out really quickly. I'll be right back. All right, buddy. Come on. Let's go outside. Come on. I'll let you out. My goodness. That was so loud. Come on. Come on, bud. Yep, here we go. Good boy. All right. Chair stream. Best chair stream ever. There we go. Just realized I look like I'm a drowned rat today because I took a shower not too long before the stream. And I think I put too much leave-in stuff in my hair. Conditioner, whatever that stuff is. Or I didn't rinse enough of it out. Whatever. I look crazy. Deal with it. Oh, you just realized that? This is not affiliated with anything, but yes, they gave me a very nice chair. I've had it for quite a while, and I'm starting to kind of start wrecking the seat though, because it's getting worn out. I sit in it a lot. All right, so I'm just making a couple notes about the Soul Forge in here. I'm just mentioning as a god of food. He's also especially beloved by the halfling, or by the halfling, so they love him for that. You randomly have the Oompa Loompa song in your head. Really? Huh. Okay. I don't know how I did that. Hopefully it wasn't me. Hopefully that was somebody else. I don't think I look like a little orange dude that's supposed to be making candy. Do I? All right. So the other thing I was going to mention here about... Yeah, now, I know you meant to say random, yes, but your brain is ransom. I kind of want that on a t-shirt with the little Michaela emoji. And it just says, my brain is ransom. For a healthy guy, sure do drink a lot. Said, oh yeah. I have at least 2 cans a day at least. But I also have, you know, a couple pitchers of water. So maybe it works out. I don't know. It's probably because of all the hot sauce. It burns everything out. Something I was going to mention here about the food thing. Nope, I already made that note. Oh, it was the note. Oh, that was it. It was the note I was going to make for Erudi to give me guidance on something. Oops, how about I spell this right? Actually, wait. No, I think this will work. I think I'm going to retract that. I'm just going to delete that thing. There we go. I'm going to delete that. Right. The chicken head god. He doesn't actually have a chicken head. But he does have a chicken head as part of his symbol. A tribal little chicken head with grain and things behind it. Yeah, I'm lucky. I'm blessed with a pretty good immune system and a pretty good I almost said vocabulary, which would have been a hilarious way to say what I'm actually trying to say. That thing that burns stuff up in your body. I'm just all out of words today. I'm writing 3 different things into my head, and I shouldn't be doing that. Yeah. Yeah, that thing. Best meme comes from idiots and autocorrect. Wow, nice. Yeah, I have a good, that body system that does the stuff with the digestive system, something. Metabolism, there you go. Yes, see, you guys have all the words for me today. You and Hayden right now, Savage Talk, you're at the top of the list. It's a good list to be on, don't worry. It's not a Billy Madison list type thing. All right, so if he's beloved by halflings and beloved by people with food, I think it would be interesting because he also is the one who makes the nuggets, which is, you know, the chicken as well. Practically a genius. I didn't say it. I don't say it. Other people say it. I do like how you said practically a genius. You didn't say you're a genius, and they didn't say you're a genius. You're practically a genius. I like it. I'm a fan. I'm going to swap over to a different document here really quickly. It won't matter because you guys probably won't. Well, I can switch to the other document, I guess. Doesn't really matter. There. You can see the blurry version of the other document that I'm working on. I only have 6 documents open right now. Plus Discord and all that stuff. You don't want to be held liable. Nice. All right, so this place that, where did I put it? Yeah, okay, so if I go back up to, that's a notable landmark. Where is this location? The Dark Elves. Nope, not the elves. Where is, there's the dwarves. Oh, it was in here, it was in here. There's the harbor. There's this. Okay. Okay, that is the one that I wanted to look at. So I'm going to go up into this place and find it, because it's in... Okay, there's the Arbiter. I'm trying to find this one specific entry where I put the Michaela kind of character. She's in here. She's part of the Strand. There's the Cairn. There's the Dragons. There's the Atoll. The Rambles. Okay, that's the dietary needs of a creature. That's not it. And it's not in Agrium. Where? I've got to find this thing now. I moved a couple things around so I could actually find them more easily, and I made it harder for me to find this one entry now. Okay, let's just do... we'll just look up Medford. Okay, there we go. Medford. Right there. Alright, so this is under... Oh, that's right. I put it under here. Okay, good, good, good. Alright, right, because I moved this out of this area. Got it. That's why it's in a separate little area. Alright, the Merry Maiden. What I'm going to mention here is that in addition to this place having the orchards, because this is where I made the character, like Michaela's little halfling lady who runs this inn that makes the that drink. That's the local cherry-based liquor, grain alcohol, and pepper mash. That, yeah. I'm going to mention that there's also a shrine. So I'm saying there's a well-known traveler shrine here to Nya, well maintained by a local Soulforge priest who never speaks. He is silent. But it's meticulously maintained. It's kept perfect. And he's a Soulforge priest. He never speaks. He keeps and sells chickens and other fowl to keep the shrine maintained. So basically he has a small place off to the side where he raises chickens and other fowl and whatnot, and the proceeds from it maintain this this small shrine in this town to the god. I know words, I have the best word, but there's no better word than stupid. Welcome back, Erudi. So I'm putting, if you remember back in one point, there's a, in the Caustic Strand, there's a halfling village there. And there's the innkeeper I have there. It's called the Medford's Merry Maiden, the inn is, and it's run by Michaela Medford. And she has a little stable, a nearby inn with rooms. She has a drink there that's made with cherry-based liquor from the nearby orchards, grain alcohol, and pepper mash. But I also just put down that there's a well-known traveler shrine there to Nya, maintained by a local Soulforge priest who never speaks. He keeps and sells chickens and other fowl to keep the shrine maintained. So he has a little chicken farm nearby. Will be fun. Wow, something stupid. Hi, Erudi, Wizard is based. Bah ha ha. Ooh, I think I'm finding the rest of the hot sauce in the bottom of this cup of coffee. This is Death Wish coffee. Because I must have a Death Wish. Maybe. One thing I was going to ask Erudi, I think maybe we can keep it the way I have it, is I have made that legendary Druid that was the Soul Forge. And she spent all that time, years, in the grove of Arendor before she came back to, you know, wishing to do anything and live, and came out of being silent and still. And she owed that to Arendor, and she's kind of become the legendary character, but she's also become kind of the Johnny Appleseed planting trees across the world. Now, do you think she would also have a connection to Nia, or do you think she shouldn't, because she would be more like, because I know you have the Soul Forge kind of, you know, working alongside because they can give back and do stuff, and that's planting, and I had her more like a wild sower of things and wild nature and wildness and, you know, the freedom to do whatever, because she was all about, I don't want to be ever caged again. I want to be free. I want to do all these things. I want to give back to life. I want to repair the world that I helped break. I kind of feel that still works more with Arendor and less with Nia, but let me know. Let me know. Because she is a druid, so it's a little separate. So let me know. Let me know. He only knows that word because this isn't working good. Ah, there you go. There are elks or elk gods in this world. I will let Erudi answer that. He will contemplate. Just don't do it on the Tree of Woe, Erudi. Or the Tree of Woe. Either one. Neither one. Asking for a friend. Savage Talk wants a furry god. Got it. Okay. Orc tribes. La 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 la. Okay, I'm not going to add one of those there. All right. Yeah. I'm going to mention this down here. Well, I should probably be in the other document so you can actually see that I'm typing. Haha, there we go. Now you can see. I've been typing. I just typed a whole bunch. Just wants to tell Fed to get elked again. What? A furry friend, you say everyone needs a yub to nub? I don't know. One thing I'm mentioning here is I have those things called gubs, those huge, horrifying pig things that are in the northern wastes that the orcs hunt, and they're very scary creatures that they kill and eat for meat. But over the centuries since the God Killer War, that Nia and Vulcan were instrumental in the mortals learning how to tame, domesticate, and breed these things down into more manageable creatures. So it's been, you know, centuries, and they now have their own kind of version, a less feral version of these big pig things with sweeter meat and thinner skin, and you know, not as dangerous and horrifying. Okay, he's got an unyielding spirit. He has a well-ordered beauty of things. Okay, let's save that one quickly so I don't forget to save it. I wonder, let me look at Discord in the lore stuff. I have one question. Yeah, okay. This is the question I had. He kind of wars and fights with Thalassa. Do you think, since they have a contentious relationship, that right now I have a lot of fishing villages praying and having shrines and such to Thalassa, because they want mercy for one thing. Do you think they should also have shrines to because sustainable harvesting and all that stuff, like don't take all the fish, or I mean that could be a source of conflict too between people in the villages. There could be the people who are just like, we just want Thalassa to not kill us while we're out in the ocean, okay? And the other people are like, yeah, great, but also if you kill and take all the oysters out of the bay, we have no more oysters. I don't want it to get too crazy like that, but I'm trying to think if there's a fun conflict we could work in there. I'm just going to make a note of it to myself. We don't want it to turn into, certain activist, weird organizations doing stupid things, but any DM can do what they want. Because it's their game. But it doesn't need to be in the canon. And maybe it's more like just the less about, hey, we don't want to eat everything, but more like, hey, help us and give us a bountiful harvest. Because I think the technology of the people here at this point, there's no way they could probably overfish things because there aren't enough of them. But also, if these gods are doing their job, they can curb that. So, one for mercy from the ocean, the other just for a bountiful harvest. That could work. That could work. That would work. Yeah. I like that thought. I like that thought. Cup of coffee almost gone. There, hot sauce coffee gone. Okay. Also, if he is the god of hunting, I wonder if we can do something else with that too. There's got to be another thing we can do, because I mentioned that, there's near hunting places and stuff they could have shrines. You love being out in the boonies where people drive cars where the muffler fell off in 1987. Woo! Hey, free muffler. Well, back in 1987, there's a free muffler. My neighbor's across the street. He owns a construction company. And I think either he or his son, they own like well, they had a Chevelle, an old Chevelle. Now they have like a Corvette. And they have quite the muffler on it. And by muffler, I mean something made to make it sound as throaty and powerful as possible. And when they fire that thing up every spring to go out and go on road runs with it, wow, it's loud. It's how far away would I say they are? I don't know, maybe 1/5 of a mile. I mean, they're across the road, but across my property and theirs, so maybe 1,000 feet away or something like that, 1,500 feet away. Oh boy, is it loud. It's like a kid put all the cards in his spokes of his tires. Backfire 30 times every 100 feet driven. Oh my gosh, yeah, that's not fun. Okay, one for mercy, one for the bountiful harvest. I'm going to switch back to my other document. Because speaking of Xerath, because I do have the Ash tribe of orcs being fanatical devotees of Xerath. Okay, there we go. I got that noted. Do I need to put another spot here? I'm trying to decide who Kyle the Kind, the ogre that wanders. I'm trying to find what god he might worship, because it just popped in my head. It'd be very interesting to see if either he or one of his people that's with him is proselytizing to people all the time. Not handing out flyers or anything, but always talking about a specific god. Because he could be, the person could be Vulcan. He could have somebody who's a devotee of Vulcan, but he's not brilliant, but he's smarter than other ogres. He could be a devotee of Orin, who is the god of knowledge and wisdom. Orin, Vulcan. I mean, love and beauty would be kind of fun for him to be a devotee of love and beauty, even though he's an ogre. He is kind, but is he special? Yeah, would you like a copy of the Watchtower? No. No, hopefully not that. No. Trying to think if they would speak often of Orin and Auril, because they're first couple kind of amongst the gods. No, I'm trying to decide. It feels a little strange. Oh, yeah. I have two cats upstairs that, like some of my other cats, these guys don't go outside because they don't like going outside. Their names are Rusty. He's an orange cat who's just a big softie with kind of a rusty creak of a meow. And Ian, who's a black and white cat similar to Calvino, but he has these big green eyes and he just kind of walks up and goes, "Rah!" They will sleep next to each other, just like whatever. But occasionally they'll all of a sudden just be like, "I hate you." And they'll just rah for a good 10 seconds and then they'll just be done. Happens usually once every few days. And then they go their separate ways and one goes and lays on the couch and the other one goes in one of the little kitty cat houses and goes to sleep or something. I don't get them. Kitty drama. Exactly. I was kind of, I don't want to say I was mean to them the other day, but I took a bag of cat food, a big bag, and I set it up on the counter, and I was going to cut the corner off so I could open it up. And I set it up there, and I reach into the counter where the scissors are, and Ian comes over, bumps his head against me, and he's like, because he loves being there, and I have to be very careful because I don't want to cut his tail, and he's always sticking his face and stuff in it. But Rusty hopped on the counter as well, and I'm like, fine. And I moved the bag, and I was petting Rusty, and Ian came around behind the bag, and he was looking at me, and I was petting them both like this, and I stopped petting him for a second, and they both went, clunk, and they started going, and they were smushing their heads together, and they're like, eh. I'm like, oh, good, you guys are being nice to each other, and they both stopped at the same time and looked at me, and then went, I'm like, no, that's not what I meant, so I slid the cat food bag between them. I was like, I was not trying to point out that you're supposed to fight. Dang it. Silly cats. Silly cats. All right, I'm changing one thing. I'm going to say Kyle and his retinue speak fondly of Volcan and how he inspires their creativity instead of them, because I think that makes more sense, because he's creativity, he's innovation, and this wandering over, he does try drawing and doing stuff, but he does have a good singing voice. So yeah, we're gonna do that. We're gonna go down to creativity, and then I am going to mention also that there is I'm going to say there's a grove to Arendor also in Moss. It's held by a soul forge who's been there longer than the giants. Oh, I gotta say built, because they built it a while back. Okay, I'm having fun with this. Okay, so what I'm doing here in Moss is there's a grove to Arendor in Moss. It's an actual grove. There are no druids right now that do anything, but Arendor doesn't care because it's a wild place. It's a grove to Arendor in Moss that used to be inhabited by a soul forged who's been there longer than the giants, and they built their enclosure to include his grove, which they protect. The soul forged has never moved. He's never spoken. He's never interacted with them, but they leave offerings at his feet and find them gone the next morning. what they don't know is that the soul forge is literally, it's a shell. It's a stilled soul forge. He went still long ago, and a number of mischievous fae live in and on and around him, hiding, and that's where they live, and they just love getting the offerings from the giants and always, you know, take them and make off with them or do whatever. But they maintain the area, but the giants think, oh, you know, the stone man is, you know, protecting, he's giving us this wonderful grove and the moss, and literally it's just some fae who are maintaining the thing, and the soul forge is just still. That'll be fun. Hello, history erasure button. So who knows? I mean, it could be shocking to them if he woke up someday. We'll say and. Okay, there we go. So, there we go. I'm just having fun. I'm trying to insert the fae in certain areas here and there. I think it's going to be entertaining. I did put another... Ooh, where's that village? Let me look here. There we go. Boop. All right. I found it. I didn't put a note in here, but I will add the note because this is another place there's a shrine, but this shrine is to Arendor. So it's not a temple, it's not a grove, it's an actual shrine. They're often left. We'll word it this way, up by merchants. And the shrine here is a massive oak which has swallowed a it's a massive oak which has swallowed a road marker stone from a lost Agrian byway. So the idea is kind of like an old Roman road marker where the road is mostly gone. It's reverted basically into just a dirt road with, you know, cobbles and things showing here and there. But the road marker is still glimpsed through the folds of the tree because it's grown up and around and held it, so it's just sticking out of it. But here's the fun thing about this place. Followers of... Yeah. They utilize the tree as well, hanging ribbons, favors, and offerings from the branches. Now, here's the thing. Maybe I should change this to be sixfold, because now that I think about it, Erudi, when I was talking about if there was a number sacred to, yeah, he has the nuggets. Do they always come in a 9-pack? Is it a 6-pack of nuggets? How many do you get when you get the golden nuggets? I'm not sure. So I try to create conflict everywhere in this stuff. It's fun. So the followers of Nia also utilize the tree, hanging ribbons, favors, and offerings from the branches, always ninefold, sixfold, whatever it'll be, and always well ordered. Once the offerings fade or get damaged, the followers of Nia remove them, taking care not to disturb any offerings left to Erendor. Just got a text. Because the last thing you want to do is piss off the other god, right? Right. Right. Okay. Huh, okay. Don't care. That's a message I didn't need to check. Alright, let's delete that notification. You just said 9 because it was a grid? Ah, tic-tac-toe, I see! Well, we'll see if Erudi has a thought on it. Because this is something that I'm featuring in some other stuff that I'm writing too, so. That's the Thornwood. With the dragon in it. Okay, there we go. Got it. Oh, I should probably look at the time here. Oh my gosh, it's already... I've got less than 9 minutes left. What the heck? Dang it. Where'd all my time go? Yeah, so... pretty much to sum up the stuff that I was working on, you know, going off the stuff that Erudi had written, the voluminous stuff on the two gods that both represent nature, finding a way to kind of typify them or split them a little bit, because he wanted to find a way to kind of make them distinct. I think it's going to be raw, untamed, beautiful nature and the chaos and majesty and beauty of all of that versus the well-ordered, manicured, growing and domestication and the taming of nature. So raw, unparalleled beauty with mankind or humanity or mortals, I guess you'd just say, not mortality, mortals taming and subduing it for their own needs. And those are the two forces that are kind of coming against each other. But that's also the conflict that, even though they're not both nature gods, the conflict that comes to for when you have Nia and Thalassa, who's like storms, nature, things smashing on through, which is counterproductive for, well, hunting and fishing and planting and growing and ruining crops and such. And also Xerath coming through and, you know, crops are burned. Kind of hard to grow things when they're all on fire. As far as I know. I'm not a farmer, but I'm pretty sure flaming crops is not going to work. Unless you're trying to burn something off for slash and burn architecture. Then it works. But I believe they've gone past that. And while I don't think it's important to point out what stage they're at in agriculture, if it's, you know, the furrows or if they're doing something else, what kind of plows they have and all that stuff, we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. Yeah. Yeah, I'm really bad at pronouncing that thing because that is not a sound that comes naturally to me. That is not something that I ever make. It's about, I say that about as often as I'd say ooh. So yeah, yeah. I could say neat, but then I'd get, you know, in trouble from some people, some British people. I am going to make a note here. That the Thornwood in this part of the place is sacred to Erendor. Okay. Yeah, I have been saying it more and more often because of you people. Yeah, I said you people. I mean it. I'm not taking that back. I just realized my microphone is now peaking up into the red. Am I too loud right now? Am I killing your ears? Is it good? Is it bad? What do you mean, you people? I'm just going to do Robert Downey Jr. Huh? I don't have a cigar. I can't do the whole thing. All right, so I got those changed. I got that changed. I'm going to put this into this document over here so I don't remove, or I don't lose this note. Oh, I think it's hilarious that you guys are seeing this. I'm in a totally different document. I just looked over. I'm like, wait a second. I'm seeing my cursor still, but it's in a different document. Neat. Okay, there we go. Switch back over. I just realized that I got to save that one too. Even though it's already backed up, I got to save it. ASMR, exactly. You would let me know. Oh, thank you. AARP recipient. I'm sure I could, apply for whatever horrifying thing they would want to do to me or give to me or whatever it would be soon in my life. But, I think I'm older than he is by a couple of months, actually. I think. The nugget of lies. We're both old. Exactly, we are. We're old. We're like those guys in the Space Cowboys movie. What is it called? Space Cowboys? I can't remember what it's called. You know, the old astronaut dudes. We could totally do that. All right, so I'm going to move this one down and save that. All right. Boop. I got all these things. I got myself reorganized here. This is good. This is a good thing. All right. So I've got like 3 minutes left here. Get off my lawn. Exactly. Hey, speaking of that, I know a lot of people have seen Gran Torino. I heard that there's another Clint Eastwood movie that I never saw called The Mule. It was about him working like as an old guy working for a cartel for money or something. Is it any good? Is it a crappy movie? Is it a good movie? If you're old, why is all my brown hair my own? Good question. I'll have you know that I started turning gray when I was 27, 26, 27, somewhere around there. Yeah, so I think it must have been my job. Missable? Okay. I was told about it the other day and I said, I've never heard about it. Oh, 80s and 90s films. Oh, nice. What is the latest 80s film you watched? Yeah, that one is like 2000, I want to say 18. Oh, Last Starfighter. Oh, that's funny. I was just talking about that movie with, I mentioned it to Savage Talk, and he said, like, no desire to go back and watch it again. Interesting. I wonder what other ones. Have you watched The Goonies with them yet? That's another one that I know that JT is just like, All right, so I'm going to save that one more time. And then I'm going to start wrapping up here. Okay, so I didn't have to bring this up, so I'm going to save it. Wait, what? Why is it not save? I hate their save function in this program. There we go. Boop. Goes my computer. Anyway. Yeah, I know. JT's a grumpy old man. What can I say? He doesn't understand us kids and our cool stuff and how it could be Goonie time or anything. I don't get it. Anyway, this has been Frost written with me, Frost, working on the lore for the Legend Seeker role-playing game setting that is being worked on by Erudi. He's writing the whole system. He just gave a sneak preview. If you haven't gone and seen that video, become a member. Go find it. And we'll be doing these every Tuesday, every Thursday. Sometimes Erudi comes on. Sometimes he just sends like many page-long things that he suddenly writes in the middle of a stream because he had an inspiration. Other times he just heckles us in chat. It's fun. But Tuesdays over on Geeks and Gamers Tabletop. Thursdays here on Moonskull, 5 to 7. This is where we do all this crazy lore world building, and some of it's actually going to get in there because occasionally some of this stuff is like probably a little bit more detail than we need, and we'll trim it down. We'll trim it down to the essential good parts, and then we'll release more and further books later on. But we are going to be back again, like I said, on Tuesday. So please like the stream. Throw some comments out there if there's something that you wanted to see more of, see less of, that you loved. If you want JT to, talk more about his favorite 80s movie, throw that in the comments. If you want me to talk more about something that we've written before in the lore, if you need to see less Calvino, more Calvino, you want Crescent to hop into voice chat and kick Erudi out more often, you let us know, and we'll do it. Well, okay, we'll try. We might indulge you. You people are sort of important. See, I got to use you people again. No problem. Christopher Reeve Superman movie was the latest. Oh, nice. Smash the melee button. Yeah, I don't think we have a melee button. But you can give us a follow over there on X, Twitter, YouTube, Kick, all the places. And with that, I am going to get the heck out of here. Again, you can find me on all the stuff in the link tree, but you can find me on Sundays on JT's channel for a Rift campaign. This Sunday is going to be the first episode. We got character creation out of the way. Now we're going to start in the adventure. Hopefully we won't all die because Circus rolls really high. Monday, Call of Cthulhu on this channel, 8 o'clock Central. And you'll find me eventually at some point in another campaign run by Moss, who runs Call of Cthulhu on... I don't remember what days are going to be coming out, but we're going to be doing the One Ring. And it's going to be a lot of fun. I think it's going to be super fun. So anyway, with that, I'm going to get out of here. I'm going to stop babbling. I'm going to let you guys go. And I'm going to go drink more soda to see if I can make myself unhealthy. Later.